Every single one of us can have an impact on the mental health and well-being of another. We don't hesitate to share details about our physical health, but often stop short when it comes to being open about where we are at emotionally. I'm sure we can all recall a time when we have been lonely, anxious, or overwhelmed. Imagine if being honest about those feelings were no different than being honest about having a headache. Our hope is that this campaign will begin to normalize these conversations and empower people to reach into the lives of those around them. We want these conversations to be for parents with their children, people with their partners, friends or coworkers with each other, managers with their employees, and all of you with someone in your life. As this campaign officially launches in our community, our hope is that all of you will be the first ones to join the conversation and make talking about our mental health a normal and healthy part of our everyday interactions.
While several mental health issues exist, we cannot ignore the lasting impacts of depression, trauma, and stress. We see these in everyday played out in our neighborhoods and our personal lives. Our teachers and administrators in Worcester Public School see this every day, and we're working to reduce the effects of trauma and stress on our students, appropriately addressing their needs instead of turning to one-size-fits-all disciplines approach.
And here in Worcester, you can't do anything consequential without being in partnership. No one organization or city government can do it alone. It has to be in partnership. It has to be leveraging all of the resources of the community. And I think that's one of the things that's in our DNA here in Worcester is collaboration, the ability, the willingness to kind of work together, get out of our silos and find somebody else who can help us kind of carry the burden. So we're a lucky community to have so many dedicated, committed organizations and individuals who, once again, have come together to make this a better and healthier community. So thank you to everybody.
Some of you may or may not know, but I'm a clinical therapist, and my specialty is in trauma and crisis intervention. And when I first started my career in 1990 business, actually, I'm 30 years in the business, believe it or not, working professionally. And so started working with people with severe medium mental illness that were coming out of the deinstitutionalization era, the time of deinstitutionalization in the 80s and in the 90s, and began to see some of the stigma. Actually became part of the Latino Mental Health Project that we created an initiative very similar called Augustus and Familia, which we started to take workshops out into the community to teach people about mental health and to make people that were ambassadors so we can actually start erasing the stigma. Because this stigma affects not, individuals and communities, it affects family members.
10 leading causes of death in our community. Mental health has a huge impact on that. So to me, it's one of the most important things that we have in healthcare that needs attention, that we need to really work on. So I believe that getting more providers into the field, to reimbursing providers is an important piece, to getting primary care, to getting all specialists to really have that ability to start learning at least the first steps about mental health and how to then we take care of the basics and then we refer out are important pieces. And then the ability to take the stigma out of mental health.
What I want to do is just thank everyone. Thank everyone's going to help us promote this and share it on social media, which if you're in the room, this campaign will go as far as everyone collectively in the community can take it.
What's going on out there, Facebook family, and everybody else that's tuning in? I want to say hello. Thank you for tuning in again. This is called Train Your Brain, hosted by yourself, Mr. Derrick Kiser, a.k.a. the man that has all the plan. No, I'm just playing. But welcome to the show. Last week I wanted to thank everybody, for the birthday wishes. I was very overwhelmed by the love that you guys appreciated. I definitely appreciated that you guys gave to me. is definitely overwhelming, so thank you. And I want to give another shout out to my auntie again, because she missed it. Thank you for the special presents. You know how I feel about us Pittsburgh Steelers and everything else. But before we go into that, because I don't want to get into negative energy and all, you know how we start the show off, it's all about positive energy. And here at Fresh Start, we represent positive energy. We let people know that it's okay if you have a problem. All you got to do is just ask to release all that negative energy. So what I'm going to do is help assist you guys to release all that negative energy in you. So what we're going to do is I want you guys to inhale positive through your nose, exhale negative through your mouth. Inhale positive through your nose, exhale positive through your mouth. And I want you guys to do that for a minute. And I want you guys to focus your attention on these balls. Ready, start. Inhale positive, exhale negative. Well, thank you. I hope that helps. You know, it helps a lot with me. A lot of times when I'm angry or I got a lot going on in my mind, I just take a few deep breaths, and it helps me relax and deal with all my tension and deal with all my stresses. So again, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, you know, to Fresh Start and to train your brain. My name is Derrick Kiser. I'm the CEO and founder of Fresh Start Wellness Center. Fresh Start Wellness Center is a mental health agency that promotes workshops and programs in regards to diversion and reentry, intervention, prevention programs that's involved with the school or communication or educational or criminal justice reform. And we do a lot of work within the community. So if you don't know much about us, you can go to our website, freshstart508.org, and learn more about us. But today we're here to talk about, you know, training the brain and everyday stresses and all this madness that's going on. You know, before I started Fresh Start, you know, I'm going to give you my personal story for the individuals that don't know it. You know, I also was a co-founder of the First Game here in Worcester, Massachusetts. You know, in 1996, I found myself incarcerated in the Worcester House of Corrections, and I read a book called Happy Jack Burbage about an Italian mafia man that changed his life around to God. And, you know, after reading that book, I got on my knees and prayed to God and asked him, if you get me out of this situation, I promise, you know, to change my life around. No more the knucklehead stuff, you know. Give my life to him, and ever since then, he kept his promise, and I kept my promise, and here I am today, you know. And after that, making that promise, I calculated a few accolades that my Worcester, I got a bachelor's degree, I got a master's degrees in counseling psychology. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I went and got my license. I'm a CBT, TF, trauma focused certified counselor. You know, so I read the qualities to be able to, you know, try to spit the knowledge that I have to you individuals that needs a little help. You know, so I also was a teacher here at Worcester Public Schools. I was a counselor at a Springfield charter school. You know, I was a counselor at DYS, DCF. You know, and I also did in-home therapy. So my professional experience and my personal life put me through a lot of places where I seen and I experienced a lot of things and recognized a lot of things which is going on, and it all goes back to the mental health for us. So, you know, that's just a little bit about me, but I'm going to go talk about this corona, man. This corona stuff, it's getting wilder and wilder out here, you know, and it's a mess. First, I just want to give a big shout out to the essential workers. You know, I recognize you guys every day, and I appreciate you guys, and I got nothing but admiration for the work you do. Our healthcare, our you know, our people that's in manufacturing, our people's in the warehouse, our people that's doing things that we don't even think is essential to our livelihoods. You know, without these individuals doing the necessary things that they're doing, we wouldn't have the life that we're having. So, I just want to make aware that we give out a hoodie to an essential worker that goes out of their way and help and do the job that they do. And last Monday, we had our friend Eddie Cavallo. He nominated 2 individuals to get this sweatshirt. Now, these 2 individuals are named Jose Rodriguez and Beth Warren. They worked in the supermarkets. They've been working there for 10 years. They're a happily married couple. They're putting their lives on the line every day just to go to work to make sure that you guys have food on the table, to make sure that you guys are fed. They're putting their lives. They also have kids, so they're also putting their kids' lives on the line, because you've seen what happened at Walmart. Walmart has 29 individuals that work there. There's probably more than that works there. These supermarkets, these warehouses and stuff is just as bad as hospitals, and we all know that. So I just want to let you know, Jose and Beth, that I appreciate you guys, and all the other healthcare workers and all the other essential workers. It doesn't matter what you're doing out there as long as you're doing it. And I just want to let you know that I got nothing but admiration for the work that you do, and we will be here to support you through this program that we're doing, and even after that. So anything that we can do to enhance the movement of help, service and giving back, that we're here for you. So we got 3 different colors. It's a little promotion, 508, positive energy, that fresh start. We got the Worcester 508, become a Fresh Start member. I'm going to get more into that. You can get into that by donating. But again, I just want to recognize that you guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all the work that you do. You will be receiving your hoodie. And thank you. Continue to do practice, your safety, and thanks again, and much respect and much love. And if you guys got anybody that that essential worker that you think needs to be nominated up here, write us over here on Facebook Live or email us at Fresh Start Support, and we'll get them people in that shirt and recognize that. So to all you other essential workers out there, much love, much respect. Keep doing what you're doing, and if anything that I can do to enhance you, of you being successful in your own life, and you guys own self-care, because it's very important. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, and you got a lot of stresses going on, you can make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes can make cause a person's life. So please make sure you're taking all the necessary precautions to deal with your self-care, to deal with your mental health, to deal with your stresses, because I'm going over anxieties, and I want to explain to you guys the difference between anxiety and stress, and the people don't realize how much anxiety people are experiencing today. But that's more in the future, going down to the line, and I just want to thank you guys, just for coming aboard, and you guys just, if you can, go to Fresh Start again, the freshstart508.org, become a Fresh Start member. If you donate over $20 monthly, you could be able to get a Fresh Start hoodie and be able to be on our volunteer list, and you'll get a whole lot more accolades after that. And if you don't have more than $20 or less, you can be able to get T-shirts or anything. So we'll take dollars, we'll take $5, we'll take $10, anything to help keep this movement going. Because remember, again, no one is paying us for doing this. We're doing this on our own. We created this program because we know the help that's needed out here, and we know mental health, individuals' mental health is something that's not really being recognized. And due to the fact, you can tell it's a little personal, but due to the fact that all this excuse me, that kind of messed me up. Hey, I keep it real though. It is what it is. It's Hood Fab, Hood Fab TV. But for all the people, anxieties and the stresses that's going on, we got to be aware of that, and take the necessary steps to be able to deal with ourselves. So I just want to go into about this program. This program is called Train Your Brain. Train Your Brain. I'm going to tell you a couple of these program goals. The first goal is mental health awareness. Due to this stigma out here, a lot of individuals isn't getting the help, especially in the minority communities, and in communities what I call, forgotten communities. A lot of people got a lot of ego, a lot of pride, a lot of, their own reasons for not asking for help. They think they're an embarrassment, or it shows a little weakness, or they go more to faith, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But, mental health is serious, and we got to acknowledge it because a lot of individuals, especially during this pandemic, is going through something well. And May 1st is the first day of mental health awareness, so we're shouting it out. That's why you've seen the video promoting it out there. So I challenge all you city officials and you government officials and the people of power, to recognize, the individuals that you're working with and you're dealing with, and recognize, the mental health part. I appreciate the good work that you guys are doing when it comes to the physical aspect, but mental is physical too. It's all physical health, and you got to make sure you recognize that. Hopefully invest into this platform, throw a little money at us, and let me show you how to do a few things, how we do it, but that's what the program's here to promote, a little mental health awareness, and then also give you guys let you guys recognize what certain disorders are. This is the DSM-5. This is the clinical Bible, what I call it. Everything that's wrong up here or that's good up here is all in this books. And it has evidence-based strategies that help us deal with our situations. And, before I used to look down at all this stuff and, like they don't know what they're talking about. How these people going to tell me what I'm going to do? And, through my education and through my own counseling, I realized and recognized that, I can get a lot of tools and I can get a lot of strategies. But at first I have to recognize what my problem was, and that's what I had to do. I'm a person that's, unfortunately I have PTSD. But that don't hold me back. I experienced a lot of trauma in my life. I done seen a lot of things. I done been around in a lot of things. I done counseled and listened to a lot of things that, a normal person won't even hear or couldn't even imagine. So, it had an effect on me, and it caused behaviors and it caused situations that caused me to do things that I wasn't proud about. And that's the same thing that's happening now. So if we can get the help and help these kids at an earlier age, or even help an adult before that trauma or before that grief or before this anxiety brings them to another level, is the key. So that's why we're here promoting mental health awareness, to give you the strategies so you guys can recognize it, and then give you the tools to be able to help yourself, or not help yourself, assist yourself. And then we'll give you referrals out, to get your own individual counseling, to get your own places. So again, all you resources and your community partners, go back to Fresh Starts page and look for Train Your Brain page. Please post your resources on our page. Email me your resources so that way we can put it on your page, so we can open up this platform to be able to have individuals. All they got to do is go to that plane and they can understand, where to get help. And plus, I want to add that community trust. Because a lot of individuals don't trust the individuals that's offering the help. They say, why are you helping me? Especially when it comes to the law enforcement side. You have a lot of law enforcement. You have a lot of other people in other powerful positions are willing to help, and people don't want to get their help because they don't like them, or they did something to them, or etc. So we got to put our biases and our prejudice and our stubbornness to the side and be able to accept the help that we are. So all you resources and community partners, be able to give us your resources, so that way we can give it to the individuals that need it. And the individuals that need it, we want to let you know, if we're sitting up here and we're giving you this resources, we co-sign it, you know what I mean? And this is off the strength of my word, and or like I said to you before, all I can give you my advice and my opinion, and you take it from there. So I just want to recognize and make that connection of community partners, the community, and city officials, and all the people in the powerful positions to make that difference. So that's my goal, and that's one of the other goals that's up in here. And increase knowledges of services, help citizens navigate these systems. A lot of people say, okay, you got me over here to the counseling, but who am I supposed to see? And then they go to the counseling place and they don't even recognize no individuals that look like them. So there's a lot of obstacles that will prevent them from even going to the counseling, So I'm just recognizing, it doesn't matter what color, what race, your gender, or whatever it is. There's people out here that's willing to help you, you know what I mean? So accept their help. Put your biases aside, use the multicultural therapy, worry about the culture, because in each race you got different cultures. So focus more on the culture instead of the race and the genders and all your other biases and prejudice, and invest in that, and then you can be able to make changes. So I wanted to create a platform for that. And I also want to create a platform for you essential workers. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing is because of you guys. And that's the truth. If you guys wasn't working, everything would be shut down out here. And you got all these other people that that's running around here talking about all this other madness and all these other things, want to open it back, but you guys are thinking about your health, and our health is very important. So I just wanted to create a platform for you essential workers and get that self-care and get all the knowledge that you need. Your stresses, the stuff that you're going through is unbelievable. People need some help. You talking about trauma. That's some serious trauma, what y'all going through and what y'all seeing, And like again, I just want to be able to clap your for and let you guys know all you got to do is just ask. Just ask for help. And the stigma. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, that stigma, just because you're a doctor, or just because you're a nurse, or just because you're a police officer, or just because you're a correctional officer or a first responder, you got to get that help too. If you're not right, you're not helping the people that you're supposed to help. So make sure you get that help care. Make sure you watch this, in the episode about anxiety and understanding what's really going on, with things and with yourself, recognizing your own actions, So all you got to do is just ask. Look on that platform for, at Fresh Start, 508.org, you know what I mean, and take it from there, So I can go over a lot more of the programs and stuff, but I just want to make sure y'all go again. Remember, this program is self-funded. To this day, have we received any money from the city, state, or government? We got a happy, small but kind donations from individuals, and I appreciate you guys that gave money last week. It was definitely overwhelming. People that gave that I knew that they had the money. So, again, I appreciate that. Remember, I'm not financially benefiting from this. This is all done because it's God's plan. And, I posted today and people start talking about showing off, but that's what I got tattooed on my arm. It's called God's plan. God told me, brought me here to be able to do what I need to do, and it's all about service, So, all you kids and stuff like that, it's okay to ask for help. Just remember that, and we'll keep on keeping on, So we got commercials. We're going to sit up here and we're going to go to a commercial. Fresh Start going to go to a commercial, and we'll take it from there. All right?
My name is Staff Sergeant Carlos Reberon. I'm here to help promote the Just Ask initiative, okay? The Just Ask initiative is just if you're going through anything in life, if you need help, you're feeling down and out, you need somebody to talk to, just ask. There's people out here who really care about you and really just want to help you out, okay? Don't be afraid to just ask, and that's anybody, your local police officer, your Fresh Start people out here that are trying to help you as well. And as far as us too in the military, we're here to help you, okay? Just ask for help and we'll lead you in the right direction. It's too easy, okay? You're not alone.
All right, and now on the count of three, one more time, on the count of three, we're gonna say just ask, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just ask! Just ask! Anybody can do it. Just ask. Just ask. You can do it. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. I do it all the time. Ask help whenever I need it. Just ask. All you gotta do is just ask.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back again, Thank you guys for joining in again. I hope you like the commercials. Yes, we have commercials, If you want your organization showing on one of our commercials, we do an advertisement too. So, I'm a hustler, guys. I'm just hustling help. You know what I mean? And that's what I am. So any way that we can do to assist your movement and put you guys on here, then, don't hesitate to ask out, But this show is called Train Your Brain, and it's called Train Your Brain for reasons. And today I want to go over anxiety. Anxiety. What is anxiety? Well, there's a difference of anxiety, guys. When people says, oh, he got anxiety, they think of it as nothing, he's just stressing. That's far from the case. Anxiety is so severe, you know what I mean? So severe, and if you don't recognize that you have anxiety, it could lead you through a path of, some serious mess ups that could happen to you, So what I want to do is explain to you guys what anxiety is, bring you a couple of examples. I want you guys to know that there's 8 different types of anxiety. Do you know that? 8 different types of anxiety. So when I hear people talking about, I got anxiety, I still feel like saying, what kind of anxiety you got? So I want to be able to go over the anxieties, and the stresses that's, so you guys can understand what anxiety really is, like today, starting to show up, and even now, I got anxiety, Sometimes I just be shaking away. Sometimes I just, hold this down. I take my breaths, and I got tools and resources, to be able to help me get through my anxiety. But we all have it. We're human, What caused me anxiety today, and this is what I want to say, going back to the corona and the corona thing, the pandemic itself is causing a lot of people anxiety, but people need to know that, it's called preparation prevents poor performance. Let me say that again. The 4 P's. Preparation prevents poor performance. Big shout out to Nancy Pelosi, because that's where I got that from. This ain't nothing political, but that's where I definitely got that from. But she's right, because the only thing that you can control is yourself. And sometimes you can't control that. So if you prepare yourself and you take the necessary precautions, then the rest it is what it is. You still got to live, but you got to do them 4 P's before you make them choices, And that's what I talk about, this corona stuff. You got to wash your hands. You got to, make sure you're 6 feet away from people. You got to take the necessary precautions, because if you keep stressing about it, then it's going to cause severe anxiety in you, And what gets to me, and it gets me a little perturbed, I'm going to say it like that, a little perturbed, is that when individuals take it personal, you know what I mean? Usually I'm a big hugger. I'm saying, what's up, showing love, I'm the Spanish culture. It's our mom, giving kisses on the cheeks and stuff like that. But now I go, what's up, from a distance. Not even an elbow bump. What's up, from a distance. I talk from a distance, and a lot of people have been taking that personal. Don't take it personal. I got a couple about 5 to 10 individuals asking to come down to the gym with me and work out. Come on now, man. You want to come to the gym with me and work out. You know what I'm saying? And before all this, I would have loved for you guys to come down to the gym with me and work out. But now that can't happen, because how do I know that you don't have the virus? How do I know that? You don't even know that. You could be asymptomatic and come in here, thinking you're cool, everything is good, you're working out. And then 2 days later, I'm touching the same weight as you, and I'm coughing now because you're coughing, because you don't even know it. And then a lot of individuals have children, have kids that comes into their house. Do you know where your kids been? Do you know where your kids were at? You know what I mean? So when I hear about Donald Trump talking about, let the kids go back to school, okay, because they don't get hurt, okay, but once the kids go to school, they got to come home. And a lot of these kids are being taken care of by their grandparents, or by individuals that's vulnerable to this. So why would you even try to place that, or even ask them? Don't you even care? What if I had coronavirus? What if I had it? Just because you see me down there working out and I'm healthy, what if I have it and want to give it to you? You know what I mean? I don't want to give it to you. I don't want that on my conscience. So you guys got to be aware. Really take this stuff serious, because that's stuff that you can control. Do the 4 P's. Preparation prevents poor performance. And if you're able to do that, your life will be less stressful, because you're not worried about all that. So I have control over who I want to be around. You know what I mean? That's okay. So don't take it personal that I don't want to get sick. I'm going to do my best to prevent it. And if I do get it, at least I know myself that I did my best to prevent it, And that caused me a little anxiety, because a lot of people do take it personal. But it is what it is. And then I keep on keeping on, and I scratch that out of my mind, because that's all I can do. I only can control that. And by me learning to accept that I only can control what I can control, and sometimes I can't control that, my whole lot of stresses and my whole lot of anxiety went down. A lot of people, I used to say, it is what it is a lot. People used to hate that term. Oh, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's the truth. It's the truth. So, You know, anxiety, let me go over anxiety disorders. Anxiety disorder is, there's a difference from stress and anxiety. Stress is when an individual, something happens, say like this corona, all of a sudden we're saying we're stressing. Everybody got corona, and that's stressing. But then anxiety comes in when the schools are shut down. You're in your house for 3 or 4 days and you're getting worried because you're hearing on the news more people, the peaks and everything else start kicking in. And then that's how it becomes anxiety. But it has to last more than 6 months. So if you're not having all these stresses past, 6 months, then it's not anxiety. You could be able to get tools and strategies to help deal with them stresses, because those are more stresses. That's called adjustment disorder due to such and such, such and such. So that's the difference of stress and anxiety. So if anything that's happening and that's persistent after 6 months is called anxiety disorder, where anxiety is preventing individuals from doing something. So, anxiety will prevent you from going outside. Anxiety will prevent you from seeing people. So there's all like different types of anxieties that's available that people are going through and don't even recognize it. Like again, I said there's 8 different anxieties, and I'm going to explain to you all the different anxieties. But remember, anxiety is a fear. It's an emotional response that's real or perceived the imminent threat. That's what anxiety is. An emotional response to real or perceived threats. You know what I mean? So if you perceive and if you're seeing something, it's called the fight or flight. You know what I mean? You're going to react, and it's an emotional response to a fear that you're thinking that you're going to get. Also, it's anxiety is the anticipation of future threats. That's what anxiety is. So it didn't happen yet, but you think it's going to happen. And that's the difference of fear and anxiety. It's already going to happen. It never happened, but you're feared that it's going to happen. So one anxiety I want to go through with you is called separation anxiety. It's fearful or anxious about separation from attachment figures due to a degree that is developmentally inappropriate. So if you got a kid that's 2 years old and his mom is leaving him, then you say, okay, mom, the kid is 2 years old, that's no problem. It won't look bad at it. You know what I mean? People won't look down on it. But if you got an individual that's 9 or 10 years old that's continuing to cry when their mother or their father or their brother or their caregiver or their grandmother leaves them, then that's separation anxiety. You know what I mean? They don't want to be disattached from that figure. You know what I mean? So that's what causes anxiety of the people that they love, certain attachment figures, and if you separate them, that's caused severe anxiety. So the older you get, and it becomes the worse off it is. So if you're 15 years old and you're still around your mom and you're still around your parents and all that stuff all the time, you need to be separated. That's separation anxiety. Selective mutism is characterized by a consistent failure to speak in social situations. A lot of this happens in school. When the teacher asks you such and such question, and then you be like, bah, 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 bah. You can't even spit it out. I know a lot of you kids that go to school, feel that way. And sometimes even a certain teacher, if a certain teacher asks you to say something, you just shut down. It's not because you're trying to be rude or be negative, but you have that mutism, that anxiety mutism, that you're just shutting down because this individual made that chemical imbalance happen in your brain. So people are got to be aware of that. You have specific phobias. When people talk about spiders, a lot of people are afraid of spiders. My kids and stepkids and all the rest of them, they some scary spiders. They scared of those spiders, boy. But I try to give them different ways to talk about the spider and acknowledge that the spiders ain't going to kill you. The spider is not going to do nothing. But everybody has specific fears. You got people that's afraid of elevators. You got the people that's afraid of heights. You got the individuals that's afraid of everything. So those are specific fears that's brought it into you. So that's the difference of social phobia that causes anxiety. Specific phobias that cause anxieties that might not want to go to the zoo because an elephant is there. You know what I mean? You might not want to go to the beach and go into the water because sharks are there, and you have a fear of sharks. So that's what specific different types of phobias and fears are. You have social anxieties where fearful and anxious about evident or social interactions and situations involving possible of being scrutinized, especially these kids today. You kids, especially you teenagers, my hair ain't done, I don't want to go outside. I'm not going, even you adults too, get involved. We all have that, that type of anxiety. Oh, my hair ain't going out, so I'm not going out. My hair's not done because you're thinking somebody's going to talk about you. You're thinking that, you're afraid to be scrutinized, so you're afraid to go to certain places. A lot of times where we pull up in the movies, I ain't going out with you looking like that, Daddy. That's what they told me. I said, looking like what? What you mean looking like? I look fresh to death. I don't know what y'all looking like, you know what I mean? But, that's social anxieties because they're getting anxieties of what other people think about them. They're afraid to get scrutinized by their hair, by their look, by their color, by all different types of things, So, I'm going to give you guys strategies, but I just want to make sure that you understand that that's social anxiety, And then you have panic disorder. It's recurrent, unpredicted panic attacks and persistently concerned or worried about having more panic attacks. Where, say if I was going to get on here and I was going to be on the show and then I invite someone to come on the show with me. Before they get on that show, they might start having a serious panic attack, And then in the future, it will cause more panic attacks, So panic attacks are serious. You can go to the hospital. It can cause physical injuries. It cause deep breaths. Change behaviors. It's change panic attacks. Make you do things that you don't even want to do. Be in places that you won't want to be because you're afraid that you'll panic. It's serious. So make sure you're on top of that. And then we got arachnophobia is. Now, let me say that again. Agoraphobia, that always mess with me. That's that Pittsburgh dialect, But arachnophobia is fearful of two things. So if I'm fearful about going on the public bus transportation, especially now, I ain't going on no buses. You know what I mean? I ain't going on no Uber. Lucky I got a car because, that will prevent me from doing that. So, that's a big step. And, if you're afraid of different public transportation, if you're afraid of public places, that's something different. And then you have substance anxiety, substance medication anxiety. So, substance medication anxiety, that's when, some people just say, I'm not smoking a joint because that gives me panic. You know what I mean? That gets me paranoid. I ain't smoking no joint. I ain't hitting that. Or I'm not taking no drink, or I'm not doing this. That gets me paranoid. So a lot of substance that individuals do, they don't even realize that's causing them severe anxiety. Especially when you're on some serious drugs that is really, really coming at you. So, make sure that you recognize what all them different 5 different types of anxieties. Make sure that each anxiety will be dealt with a different way. So I'm going to go over them with you again. You have anxiety disorder. You have separation anxiety. You have select mutism. You have specific phobia. You have social anxiety. You have panic disorder. You have agoraphobia. And you have substance medication. You know what I mean? And those are all different types of anxieties that you have to be dealt with in a different way. I have a lot of anxieties myself, but I have a lot of tools and resources to be able to help deal with my anxiety. We all do. And it helps me get through my daily functions. You know what I mean? So recognize the difference of anxiety and stress. We all stress. You know what I mean? Wake up in the morning just stressing over going to work sometimes. Here we go again. I got to go to work. That's stress. You know what I mean? Hopefully your job wouldn't be that way, So now's the time to change that job if that's the case. But, that's stress, Here we go again with the kids acting up. That's a little stressful because every day it's not stressful. You know what I mean? So that's the difference from stress. You got a lot of people that's going through stressful moments, and there's different ways to deal with that. But you got a difference of anxiety, And sometimes people's anxiety gets so bad where you'll need medication to, they get hospitalized, they won't be able to go out their house, they lock themselves in their house, they won't even go see people, they won't even go talk to people, especially kids today, before all this academic, like I said, all they did was, they're locked to their technology and they lock themselves in the rooms anyway, so, that's social anxiety itself right there, so, you just gotta make sure you focus on what anxiety really is, Is it anxiety that this dude, the Billman just keep calling me? You know, that's going to cause you anxiety eventually if you continue to keep building it, and you know that it's going to shut off the lights, and then you'll start thinking of all the bad things that happen. But if you did the 4 P's, prevention, you know, preparation prevents poor performances, most likely all that stuff won't cause you all that anxiety, where you can call the billman up and say, hey, due to this situation, you know, how can I work it out to, you know, to pay my bill, or, you know, what can I do? Let me put a little bit of money this way instead of paying this bill, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul type of situations, and work through it, you know, because due to the situation, people dying, they're causing grief, is causing anxiety. I have severe anxiety that my loved ones will, you know what I mean, catch it. You know, I have severe anxiety of everyone's loved ones will catch it, but it's severely mine, you know, because some of them, if they catch it, they'll die. They have a big chance of dying, you know, so that's severe anxiety. I have severe anxiety sometimes where I'm feeling that I can't even get close to the people that I love, because I don't want that on my conscience that I might give them to them, and that might be the reason that they passed away. So there's a lot of reasons to be able to, you know, cause all this anxiety and to cause the stress, but let you know it's okay, because we all deal through it. You know what I mean? You still gotta live. You still gotta continue to get through it. You gotta keep on keeping on, you know, quit making all these excuses. And then Monday, when we do on Monday, I'm going to give you strategies. I'm going to give you tools. I'm going to let you recognize what behaviors are available, what kids, you know, that you can see the difference of stressing, you know, the difference of anxieties. I'm going to give you the tools and the skills to be able to help yourself. You know what I mean? But first you got to recognize it. First you got to understand it. You know that anxiety is real. You know what I mean? Stress is real. Sometimes you have so much anxiety, you're killing yourself. You know, literally killing yourself. The bills ain't paid, the work ain't there, this happened. The anxieties get so much overwhelming, they're killing themselves. So I don't want nobody to get to that point, you know, especially between the ages of 15 to 25. You know, was the second leading death of that was suicide. So in all this mental health awareness, be careful and recognize what your kids are going through. Recognize your own self-help of what you're going through. You know, recognize the difference of stresses and anxiety. And then if you're recognizing that you really have anxiety through this process, reach out and get some help, guys, because the help is there. All you got to do is continue to just ask, you know what I mean? Just ask, because help is available. We all need the help, you know what I mean? I continue to need the help. I need a lot of help in a lot of ways. I call my mama and be like, Mama, you know, this happened to me, you know. She's like my counselor. I need to pay her. You know, I wish I would have listened to her when I was younger. You know, but I just want to let y'all know anxiety is real. You know, so if you see somebody going through it, and if you see somebody dealing with them, give them the necessary help that you can. And, you know, just take it from there. And Monday, we'll go over different type of resources, different type of strategies to help deal with anxiety. I will give you guys a couple of behaviors that you can recognize and see this is anxiety, you know, to show you guys what anxiety really is. So this is what Train Your Brain is about, bringing different topics and giving you guys a tool and the strategies, and then giving you guys the resources to be able to help deal with yourself. So us to be able to continue what we're doing, you guys got to go down to freshstart508.org. Come put in a little bit of money. You know, without no money, we're still moving, but we won't be able to move like we want to move, you know. And I got love for y'all, for all the people that's out there still fighting, you know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing, and get ready for the next commercial, and we're going to open it up for Q&As, question and answers, so make sure you get.
My name is Staff Sergeant Carlos Reberon. I'm here to help promote the Just Ask initiative, okay? The Just Ask initiative is just, if you're going through anything in life, if you need help, you're feeling down and out, you need somebody to talk to, just ask. There's people out here who really care about you and really just want to help you out, okay? Don't be afraid to just ask, and that's anybody, your local police officer, your Fresh Start people out here that are trying to help you as well. And as far as us two in the military, we're here to help you, okay? Just ask for help, and we'll lead you in the right direction. It's too easy, okay? You're not alone.
All right, and now on the count of three, one more time, on the count of three, we're going to say just ask, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just ask! Just ask! Just ask! Anybody can do it. Just ask. Just ask. You can do it. Just ask.
back again. Thank you again, my beautiful auntie. You know what I'm saying? Your nephew loves this. You always GLO, for your nephew. All you haters out there, I'm in hater land. So let me get back to all that positive energy. So now I'm opening this part. The part is opening up for questions and answers. If you guys got any comments, you got any questions, anything that you want to say, about, anxiety, about what you're experiencing through this corona, between all this madness and this pandemic, how your life is going. If you want to be addressed, a shout out. Platform is all about you. I don't want to make it about me. That's why I'm just trying to open it up for you guys. You know what I mean? Help you guys out. I can sit up here and talk all day for those that know about me. So, I'm just waiting for your questions, comments, anything that y'all got to say, or, I can keep going and going and going. So I'll tell you how I be spending my days again. For those that don't follow me, look me up on Instagram, I wake up in the morning and every day I prepare myself. I ask people, a lot of time when I go around the schools and going around to talk to people, I say, tell me something positive that happened to you today. A lot of people, oh, I ain't got nothing to say, or, this or that. And I say, no, you woke up. You woke up. Every day you waking up is a positive thing, because the opposite is bad. And some people that don't wake up because their external or their internal or mental situations is bad, it's a whole lot better than the other opposite. So we got any questions, any comments yet? Nah, y'all ain't spitting it out. Let me know what's going on.
You got a lot of amens.
You got a lot of things on your mind. Don't be afraid to talk, whoever it is out there. I don't want this to be about me again. I want it to be about you guys. I want you guys to answer questions. I know you're afraid. You might be, because of the stigma, you're afraid to ask a question. All you got to do is just ask. This is what it's about. Ask me a question. You know what I'm saying? This is what the program's about. Ask me about how I spend my days. Ask me about what else been going on out here in the city. I'm on a lot of these boards. What I call them the boards. Worcester has a lot of boards. I'm on the school climate board. I'm on the mental health board. I'm on the early educational board. I'm on the JDAI board. I'm on all these different types of boards where we have meetings and we plan for future and different types of things, So I go up there and I listen, and I sit up there and I listen and I listen and I listen. Sometimes some of these people on the board is just, I don't know. I ain't even gonna go there with that one. But then you got a lot of people that's on that board that's willing to make change, and and they got beautiful ideas that they're willing to help. So again, the reason why I'm saying that, I just want to make sure the individuals that's on these boards and all these city officials and people with power, focus on mental health. Mental health awareness. You got individuals that's locked up in jail. Like I said again, these individuals are still coming home. They're still in jail. You got the correction officers who got full of anxiety. You got the correction officers full of anxiety. You got the prison, the inmate full of anxiety. What do you think is going to happen when they get together? You know what I mean? So, we just got to make sure we take people. Is the question?
So Ed first says that this is an amazing and informative podcast. Bro, truly appreciate this.
Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Ed, for listening in, you know what I mean? Make sure you tune in again for Monday's, show, so that way if you recognize any of the behaviors that you're dealing with that's causing you anxiety, man, to deal with it, because we all do. A lot of haters act around like they stuff don't stink. All our stuff stink, some just a little bit more than another, and some just got to clean it up a little bit, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you, brother. You keep doing what you're doing. Your story's amazing, too.
And Stacy says, once this pandemic is finally over, what's next for Fresh Start 508, and how can we as a community be supportive?
Well, right now, once this pandemic, y'all can support Fresh Start 508. What's up, Stacy? You can support Fresh Start 508 in many ways. You know what I mean? You can volunteer. We have many things that we could do. Big shout out to Richard Gonzalez. That brother does amazing work. He works with the homeless. He works with the city, and he does some amazing work. He always looking for volunteers, so we can link you up with individuals that's out here, doing the work that needs the help and stuff like that. So, when it comes to Fresh Start, we just need that paper. You know what I mean? We're doing all we can limited. It's just me personally here. We don't have no staff. I just have a group of good volunteers and a beautiful board that tries to help you out and help us out to assist. So We got a lot of programs. We got a lot of things. It's just planet right now, and we just need that water. So if we can be able to get the funds to be able to continue to do what we do and create platforms to be able to help and push this movement into service, all you got to do is go to freshstart508.org and, donate. Donate $1 a month. You look at all these politicians, for running for president. You guys have no problem with putting in their campaign $5 a month, $5 a month. And these guys ain't even going to win for president, but you're pushing that money in and you're giving it to them every month. How is that affecting you and how is that helping you? Not to take no money away from the politicians, but really, you got to ask yourself. So you got to invest into the community, nonprofit organizations, not even just Fresh Start, that's helping the people, that's really doing the work. You got all these other people that's got all these agencies and doing all these things, but they're not affecting the forgotten community. So we need to get money to support local nonprofits that's really doing effective things in the community. You got Angel Guzman, Straight Ahead Ministries. You got my brother Dave, the preacher. You got Ron, at Legendary Legacies. You got multiple places that's willing to help, that needs money, that needs finances to be able to continue to do what we do and deal with the people that's forgotten. You hear all on TV, this money's not going to the people. We're the one that's directly affected on people. We got over 188 individuals' jobs. And each one of them 188 jobs, with the exception of 10, were either in the substance disorder community or was in the criminal, involved with the criminal justice system. 188 jobs, just off myself and a few die-hard volunteers. We got over 69 individuals with mental health services that would never even think about getting services. That's helping themselves. We did this all on our own. We got educational, vocational training. And that's just talking about the data, what we got right there. We're doing so much more, and we want to be able to continue doing much more, but unfortunately, we live in a capitalist society, you know what I mean? And it's all about the money. So if you're able to do the things that you need to do, to continue to do what you want to do to reach the masses, you got to get that paper. So if y'all can drop that paper, go to freshstart508.org, you know what I mean? Put that $5 a month, put that $10 a month, We be all up in them schools, we're willing to help anything that we could do for y'all. I'm not financially, let me say this again, I'm not in no way financially benefit from it.
Stacy asks, will Fresh Start be working with individuals / members with Mass Health and Commonwealth Care Alliance to provide services?
There we go. Now that's the key. You know what I mean? Right now, due to myself, I could open. My plans were, once I graduated college with my master's in counseling psychology, my plans were to open up, and then I get my license. My plans were to open up my own practice and MBS, and I was about to go do what I do. But fortunately, I was able to work in this. I ain't even gonna put it out there. I was able to work in this place, and it got me more involved in what the community need and what the individuals in the street need. So I said, let me put my own personal thing to the side and put that in the background, and let me start a fresh start to be able to help individuals out here. So I use my own personal money and my own personal practice, and I've been given more of not getting billing insurance, but giving, just personally giving my own advice out there, putting myself out there for free. So it's a sad thing, but hopefully in the future, you know what I mean, we could be able to start dealing with that, start paneling these insurances and be able to make Fresh Start the mental health agency that it deserved to be, because I got about good 10 to 11 counselors that's really about to do the job, and they don't feel comfortable at working at certain agencies. Now, there's beautiful agencies out there. You got Multicultural Wellness Center, big shout out to Deborah Maddox and all that she do out there. They do amazing work. The individuals that works there is a diverse population, and that's what you need. You got Mike over there at Everyday Miracles. He's the director over there at the Spectrum at Everyday Miracles. So there are a lot of places where you can get the help. But hopefully in the future, Fresh Start will become that, so that way we can be able, to reach more of the masses, So I need help with that, all that stuff too. A lot of this stuff, to be honest and keep it real with y'all, there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes around with all this stuff. The good old boy network. Some people look out for others. Some people look out, for their crew, and some people look out for them. So I go up into these boards and I go up to the agencies, and you're getting all this money and you're getting all this city grants and you're getting all this stuff, and the individuals that's getting them is the individuals that they already know. So the up and new and coming people that don't have grant writers, that don't have all this other stuff, what are you going to do? So we depend on volunteers to be able to help assist us. But now, because of this pandemic, we're limited to even getting volunteers to be able to assist us through other things. So, hopefully in the future, we could be able to accept math insurance and be able to get to that, because I feel we'll reach masses. So that's one of the goals, though. Yes, Stacey, that's one of the goals. You know what I mean? So, but going back to that, if there ain't no more questions, going back to the good old boy network, you know what I mean? Here in Worcester is definitely has a good old boy network, and I ain't gonna put nobody out there, but they know a lot of these agencies, a lot of these grants, a lot of these city officials are board members of individual places where they make sure that money goes directly to them places. And all agencies like myself and little smaller agencies are prevented from getting them finances because they're going to the individuals that they normally go. And a lot of these individuals' programs are still doing 80s and 90s stuff that's really not even making a change, And it's a sad thing because we're all in it for the same reason, But fighting over this money in this capitalist society, brother, is serious, you know what I mean? So you think it's bad out there in the streets, wait till you behind one of these boards behind the police. Some bad boys are out there doing it. What's up with y'all teenagers? What's up with y'all kids? Y'all ain't got no questions? I know y'all got some questions. Y'all gonna be out there graduating on the question?
Jerry Reynolds Winston asks, I've heard about people having anxiety attacks. What does that look like? What can I do to help the person through the attack?
All right. See, that's a real good question. And what we're gonna do on Monday, we're gonna show you what an anxiety attack. So, but I don't want you to wait till Monday. So here's what an anxiety attack. Sometimes an anxiety attack where people's heart start racing real fast. Their heart beating is just boom, 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 boom. Sometimes people will get irritated, become real irritated. Anything that you say or do to them, they will get frustrated and just come at you. Some people will isolate themselves, put themselves in a room. You know what I mean? Where they don't want to be dealt with nobody because all the different type of anxieties. Some people will even physically fall on the floor and faint off of anxiety. So some people will just can't stop breathing, just breathing fast. So there's different things and different behaviors and different things that individuals do that show that they experience my anxiety. But a lot of times, anxiety you can't see it. You know what I mean? You really can't see it because a lot of people hide it in, and sometimes a lot of people think that's their normal behavior. So you got to recognize what is anxiety and what isn't anxiety, because some people just got that negative energy all the time, and you might think they're experiencing anxiety, and that's just how they are. So there's multiple things that you could be able to deal with that. I don't want to go overhead because I want to make sure that Monday's show that you guys tune in, and I will show you more behaviors, and I will open up to you what do you need to recognize to see what anxiety is, and then I will give you the strategies and the tools and the resources to be able to get that stuff. But that's a good question there, and come back on Monday and I'll answer that question for you because we've got to keep you coming. But in the meantime, do your own research, do your own homework. You know what I mean? All you got to do is Google anxiety. Google what are the effects of anxiety? What do anxiety look like? It's just that fast. It's just that simple. Sometimes we don't realize that we got all this technology and we could deal with all these situations. So Google it. See what it is. Experience. Educate yourself. That's the key. And I'm glad this is like planting the seed. I'm getting you guys thinking about anxiety. So now all you got to do is Google it and start looking at strategies, looking at tools. And that's all this program is about, planting these seeds, giving you guys the tools and the resources to understand and recognize what's really going on with you. Because a lot of serious stuff is going on with us that we don't even recognize because we're too worried about our everyday life, So that's a good question, but tune back Monday, and then I'll answer all your questions and even give you strategies and tools and resources to be able to get through this. You know what I'm saying? And any more questions, my brother?
Alan says, good job, Derrick.
Well, thank you. You know what I mean? I beg you please, and at the same time, I just want to make sure that you guys know this isn't about me. And remember that this isn't about me. Please recognize the individuals that you're around. Experience anxiety. Recognize, that mental health awareness is serious. We're all going through it. We're all dealing with one thing or another, you know what I mean? So recognize that and get the help. All you gotta do is just ask, get the help. Go to FreshStart508.org, ask for the support, call in, put your resources on our page so that way the individuals can get your help. You guys, you know what I mean? And really deal with this stuff because it's real. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't deal with it now, it might affect you worse, and if it's not affecting you as bad as it is, it could be affecting your kids, it could be affecting your mother, your brother, your sisters. Remember what I said, we're all humans, we gotta love each other, no red or blue, no white or black, we gotta love each other, guys, and we gotta get that back, you know what I mean? We gotta find that internal peace with ourselves, love ourselves, that old Whitney Houston song, that's one of my favorite songs, big shout out Mary Reynolds, I believe that children are our future. Teach them well, let them lead the way. That was my jam. The greatest love of all is inside of us. So you guys need to start loving yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't let nobody take away your dignity. You know what I mean? Hit them 4 P's. Preparation prevents poor performance. Take care of that. You know what I mean? You prevent all that, and that will prevent a lot of anxieties, a lot of stresses in getting you guys through this. So, do what's necessary, you know what I mean? You guys are your own person, you guys are the one that affects your life, don't be waiting on nobody else to hand you nothing. You gotta take care of yourself. Don't be sitting around wasting time, not doing nothing productive and constructive in your life because you'll just be sitting around there and getting nothing out of it and waiting for somebody to tell you to go on outside to live and stuff like that. You're living inside the house. You don't have to be outside to be living. Remember that, guys. You know what I'm saying? This is only your external. Start living in your internal. Get involved with your conscience. Start training your brain. Start loving yourself. Believe in yourself. You can be able to accomplish anything and you can let all this pandemic, anxiety, everything, just wipe away. Brush it off your shoulder like Jay-Z said. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to leave the anxiety alone. I just want to let you guys make sure you come in, tune in on Monday at 3 o'clock. We're going to give you the tools and the researches that you asked to be able to help you this strategy and help you deal through this pandemic and this anxiety, And make sure, again, you go on a Fresh Start 508, become a Fresh Start member. We got different types of hoodies, you know what I mean? All you got to do is just donate $20 every month. Anything under that, we got t-shirts for you guys. We're going to be coming on and vote your essential worker. We need your essential worker, guys. You're going to big shout out to essential workers that we recognized earlier today. Hold on, this is what's called. I know it was Beth and I just want to get back. Beth and Jose, you know what I mean? Big shout out to you guys, you know what I mean? Good job, Ed, for recognizing them because an essential worker is the people that's helping us live today. You know what I mean? Be safe out there, be good, take care of them necessary steps to keep you guys safe, you know what I mean? And stay healthy and the rest it is what it is, and anytime you guys want the advertising, you know what I mean? Give me some of that advertising, buddy. We'll show you commercials up here. Big shout out to my brother Yao. He got Next Level Gaming and he's promoting these virtual gateways, graduations. So we're going to be showing a little bit of that on Monday, because there's different things, especially when it comes to these kids not graduating and stuff like that. You got so many different things that the school could do, and I'll get into that next week. I can go on for days, but make sure you guys focus on your social, emotional well-being. Make sure you guys come back on Monday to continue this conversation. Make sure you guys go to FreshStart508.org and start donating some money. You know what I mean? I appreciate the individuals that did. Remember, this isn't about me. This is about you and what we could do to help the community because I was the individual that tore up the community. Now it's time for you to make the community better. Do your part. Thank you. See you on Monday.